Assalamu alaikum. This is Megan White answering your question here at About Islam. So first of all, welcome to our global Muslim family from one convert to another. It's great to hear from you. I hear a couple of things in your question that I would like to address. And the first one is this idea that because of who you are, you mentioned you feel that you're a little bit more loud, a little bit more over the top than other Muslim women, that there's sort of something wrong with you. I'm here to assure you that who you are and your own cultural background is fine. Yes, there are some things that we tweak when we come into Islam. Our gender dynamics change a little bit. Of course, how we dress changes some of the stuff we eat. There's some social adjustment. But who you are and how you speak and how you address people and how articulate you are, these are all things that are going to be unique for different people in different places and different times. So be who you are and don't feel like you have to apologize for who you are, ever. If there's something that you feel like you want to shift in yourself when you're amongst people that maybe do things differently, then choose to do it out of respect for other people, but never out of shame or never to feel like there's something wrong with you. And I'll just share a quick story on that. When I was a new Muslim myself in college, I used to joke around and say, I'm the girl with no hayat, and that word translates to modesty, because I wasn't afraid to raise my hand and ask a question in a lecture or in a class. I wasn't afraid to approach somebody to say something if I needed something, whereas a lot of the other girls acted like raising their hand to ask a question was like doing something crazy, right? So I used to actually joke around about, I guess I'm the girl with no modesty because I had no problem doing that. But the truth of that is, I'm born and raised in America. I'm an articulate, independent person, and there was nothing wrong with that coming into Islam. So don't allow the other people that you're exposed to who might be a little bit different from you culturally, their practice a little bit different, to impact how you feel about yourself. Chin up, be proud of who you are, and carry that message for your husband as well. As for why no one greeted him or nobody said hi to him, I'm really sorry to hear that was the case. Couple of things tend to happen when people go into a mosque the first time. The first one is some people only speak to people they already know. So it's kind of like going into the lunchroom when you're a new kid at school and everybody has their lunch table and you don't know where to sit and nobody says, hey, come sit with me. Sometimes you're missing that person. Other times there's people that kind of unfortunately choose to stick to people who only speak their language or from their background. That happens. Muslims are people. But mostly, if you go at a time when the mosque is busy and there's a lot of people and somebody introduces your husband and says he's new and he's looking to join in and learn a little bit about Islam, at that point you'll usually find someone to take your husband under their wing, introduce him to other people, and kind of connect him with the social circle. So I'm going to hope that nobody really said hi simply because people are just minding their own business, doing their own thing. Women are a lot more social usually than men. Women go out of their way to say hi when they see someone new. Men just kind of be like, maybe it's a new guy, I don't know. So encourage him to keep going. Encourage him to be the initiator if you can. And if not, then maybe, again, you can help set that up yourself. There's nothing that prevents you from going straight to your local imam's office and saying, hey, my husband's curious about Islam. I'm a convert. How can I introduce him to different people? And setting that up for him if he feels a little uncomfortable doing it himself. The final piece of advice I want to give you in here regarding your husband is to do your best to avoid what I call sort of the zealous convert energy. And that is, you come into Islam, you're really excited, and of course you want this man that you love to become Muslim, and for other people it's their mothers, their fathers, their siblings, their children. There's this energy and there's an excitement about wanting people to join the faith. The best thing I can say here is to, take a step back and create some space for your husband to contemplate, for him to think, for him to consider, what these changes mean, what Islam's all about. And it's likely that you've been studying a little bit longer than he has. And so obviously you've come to this conclusion, separately from him. Honor his need for space and time. Don't get caught up in the worry and the anxiety that it's not going to work out. This is definitely a huge test for you in your faith and a huge test for him as a person as well. Be patient. Pray often to God for his guidance, and again, be patient some more, and then just be available. If he has a question, answer it. If he's curious, great. If he's the kind of person that's too shy to ask, but he does well, if you send him a video or an article, he'll read it, then do that. If it's about inviting couples over that, you can have dinner with together and maybe start a conversation and he's comfortable with that, do that. But the most important thing is to not create an energy where you feel like you have to force things on him out of the fear you're going to lose him. Hold a space, just pause and hold a space right now for his heart to turn towards the guidance that you've received and pray for him to come down this path and understand that for every single person, this journey looks different. But the one thing that definitely pushes people away is kind of being zealous and in their face and kind of trying to shove things down their throat. I ask Allah to guide your husband to Islam and to grant you both patience on this journey with each other, and pray that this is something that, strengthens your relationship with one another and, connects your hearts on such a beautiful path of seeking the truth.